Jane has called from Barnet. What would you like to say?
Oh, hello.
In 150 yards, turn left onto Harlington Road West, A312.
I haven't got the television, so I didn't see the incident. It's just by what I've heard.
Take the next left onto Harlington Road West, A312.
Both of them. This guy, comedian, Chris Rock. I've never heard of him. Sorry.
Really?
But, no, I haven't. Sorry. What I'm saying is, I wish he would have controlled himself a bit more.
Continue on A312 for half a mile.
Excuse me. You know me, and you know my wife, and my wife is suffering. I'd like you to turn to my wife and just apologise in front of everyone. And that's not been said. I'm not talking about black on black or anything like that, Natasha. I don't know if you want me to quote that sort of thing, but I'm not. I'm ringing him merely just to say I wish he would have held back and asked him to apologise to his wife. To end the story.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Well, it would have been
so
more...
quickly. I think it happened so quickly that everyone was so shocked. But I'm very sorry for the incident that occurred. It's a marvellous accident.
In a quarter of a mile, slide right onto Causeway, A312.
However, it happened. I hope we all get over it, and he will get his. I hope he'll you know.
Yeah, yeah, Jane, thank you for your...
Take the next right onto Causeway, A312.
With a lot of your analysis there, that it's an unfortunate...
Continue on A312 for 1 mile.
Really upset by it on Monday, and I knew I was more upset than I should have been. Like I say, is because it was difficult for me to see Will Smith, somebody who I'm such a big fan of, in that amount of distress. And it was also difficult for me as a fan to see him do something that made me lose a little bit of the respect that I had for him. And it actually got to a stage where Monday evening my partner said to me, okay, come on, you don't actually know Will Smith. This doesn't actually affect you in any material way. Let's try and have a nice evening. Because I was really mopey about it all day. Something about it grabbed me, but I know from the pure volume of conversation that's being had around it that I'm not alone in this, and I'm still really interested as to what it is that has captured our imagination in the way that it has. 03456060973 is the number to call. Andrew has called from Greenwich. What would you like to say?
Yeah, I really abhor the way this has become a race issue. Here we're talking about black, white, etc., etc. I live and I have many friends in New York City. I lived there for many, many years, and the culture is totally different. They don't look at the actors as black, white. They are just actors. They're good actors. There have been many instances on many different races, but we keep on talking about race here, and it's gone overboard, and it's out of hand.
A lot of the analysis that I've read has come from people who live in the US, and that's not their perspective, that they live in a colourless society.
It depends on the people that are giving the analysis, where they're from. Are they black? Are they white? Do they come from a wealthy background? Do they come from the grassroots of where I was living and mixing with? But the grassroots that I mixed with, it wasn't a question of...
Well, so that's just a small proportion of so you can't make sweeping...
In a quarter of a mile, at Wagoners Roundabout, take the second exit onto the Parkway, A312.
While you live there.
Of course, it's the same with the righteous as well. But in the experience of 16 years, and I lived through the death of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Small and all the rest of that, even when they died, it wasn't a race issue, it was a stupidity issue. And black and white was not bought into it. It was not analysed.
But you say that, but I also remember Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls dying, and I remember some of the response to that, and I'm not...
Exit the roundabout onto the Parkway. Continue on the Parkway for 1 mile.
Inevitably are weaponized by people who want to perpetuate racism, and that's what Shola Moshok-Bamimi was talking about in her piece, that unfortunately that does still happen, and black people shouldn't be held to a higher standard because their actions are to that degree, but unfortunately that is the world that we live in.
It's the world here, again, that we live in. There are so many instances of the different races of it, but the black race isn't just picked out as it is here and put on the pedestal as it is here. This is the point that I'm making.
Okay, Andrew, I mean, thank you for your call, but I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And many more qualified people, I have to say, have said that there is a racial element to this discussion. I don't think that it's the main element of this discussion, but at the very least we can acknowledge that the 5th black man ever to win the Oscar for Best Actor, the first in 16 years, which is a travesty in of itself, was unfortunately overshadowed.
In a quarter of a mile, at Cranford Parkway interchange, take the second exit onto the M4 slip road to Heathrow Airport, M25.
0345 6060973 is the number to call if you want to contribute to it. Now the time is 6:30 and it's time for the news headlines with Tim Humphrey.
Ukraine's foreign minister says the massacre in Bucha proves that Russian hatred is beyond anything Europe has seen since World War II. Dmitry Kuleba is urging the International Criminal Court to gather evidence of potential war crimes. The Transport Secretary says the Chancellor will always be looking at what else he can do to support people as he faces pressure over the government's handling of the cost of living crisis. Transport Secretary Grant Shapps says Rishi Sunak has already provided billions and billions of pounds to try to relieve the pressure. Oxford have won the boat race for the first time since 2017 with a comfortable victory over Cambridge. Cambridge claimed victory in the women's event for a 5th time in a row. And the weather, rain over Scotland, continuing southwards overnight. Warmer temperatures in the northwest will move eastwards and it's going to become windy, a low of 4.
This is LBC. When you're over 50, it's time to enjoy the best moments together.
Yeah, sharing the best things together, like art exhibitions, travelling, and even busting a move on the dance floor.
I can't dance at all.
Exit the roundabout onto the slip road.
Create your own destiny.
In a quarter of a mile, merge onto M4.
Over 50. Our time.
Grow flowers, neighbours all nosy over the fence out. 25-litre bag of Wix topsoil was £4, now £3. Be house proud with Wix. Terms apply. Booking a hotel can be a bit of a hassle. The fake reviews, the endless options, not to mention the fear of getting a bad deal. But with Premier Inn, you can cast all those worries aside because with us you know exactly what you're getting. Like great value family rooms at over 800 locations, plenty of parking and delicious food to please everyone, even the fussy ones. So you can family trip without any of the faff. Premier Inn. Rest easy. Only available to book at premierinn.com.
Have you lost £3,000 or more in a scam or fraud? If you've been unable to recover your money, then contact us for a no-obligation chat and we can help you get your money back. celsolicitors.co.uk specialise in confidential, no-win, no-fee, fraud and scam claims. Please don't suffer alone. Tell CEL. We listen, we care, we win.
Not all stories online can be trusted. Some are designed to reel you in with misleading facts, extreme opinions, or even outright lies. So, before you share a story with friends or family online, check. Are there spelling errors? Do images or videos look edited? Do the facts seem believable? Do they come from reliable sources? Don't get caught by false information. Take care with what you share. Visit sharechecklist.gov.uk to find out more.
How can you give someone a hug when you can't be with them? Give them a UU bottle. Go to uubottle.com.
To help you travel with confidence on the TfL network, we're cleaning regularly with antiviral disinfectant, providing over 1,000 free hand sanitizer stations, and frequently circulating fresh air on tubes, buses and trains. To help everyone feel safe, we strongly recommend that you continue to wear a face covering when travelling on our services, unless you are exempt. Thank you for helping to keep yourself and others safe. To the Mayor of London and TfL, every journey matters.
It's time to celebrate this April with a new offer every day only on the McDonald's app. That's 30 days, 30 plays. Download the app and tap to play for today's offer.
25 to 7, and I'm asking, now we've all had an opportunity to percolate a little bit and reflect on the slap, the incident between Chris Rock and Will Smith at the Oscars on Monday. What do we think should happen? And I have heard, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I've heard comedians saying, actually, this is not as isolated as an incident as it has been portrayed to be, and that there are comedians who have to hide out in the green room or be
in a quarter of a mile, keep right to stay on M4.
jump on stage because they have been offended by the jokes that they have been telling. And that is worrying, that we set a precedent that it's okay to meet offence with violence. And so a message does need to be sent that that is unacceptable. But for me, that message has been sent.
Keep right to stay on M4.
Contrite. He's apologised unreservedly and he's resigned from the academy. So to see reports in the papers today that he's...
Continue on M4 for 2 miles.
that effectively his career is going to be destroyed.
In a quarter of a mile, keep right to stay on M4.
So on and so forth, but there's a role and there's a level of decorum that we must maintain in order to protect the women that are around them.
Well, there's a role and a level in decorum in not smacking people as well. I mean,
I don't agree with that part at all.
Yeah, no, Adam, let me just tell you why I
keep right to stay on M4.
on the race element of this. So I'm paraphrasing here. Reginald D. Hunter talks about this, how the news comes on and it says somebody has
continue on M4 for 4 miles.
Store, let's say, and his first reaction to that is please don't be black, because he knows that if they are, that's going to reinforce a stereotype, a very wrong stereotype that racists have in their heads and make his life more difficult. And I think that's why people have picked up on the race element, because there is a stereotype of an angry black man. That Will Smith, in a moment where he didn't choose to do that, he had a lapse of judgment that he did play into, and I think people, it's not even that they feel let down by him, it's just, oh no, that's unfortunate.
But one thing that we do have to bear in mind at the same time, we're only human, isn't it?
Yeah.
If we take the race factor out of it, if we were to do the race situation, like me as a North African, by origin, my parents are from North Africa, I was born and raised here, but you could stereotype every sort of race with specific downfalls in characters. Like, for example, North Africans are known to shout at the top of their lungs, when in reality they're just talking to one another. Like, you could have somebody, but you can't label a whole race as that, oh, he's just the angry black man. When in reality, everybody saw this situation pan out.
No, I know that. You know that, Adam. Do you know who doesn't know that? Racists.
Racists don't know that because they've never experienced it themselves.
But I think that's the concern that people have, that this is going to be taken to reinforce a stereotype that damages black people. And that's not Will Smith's fault, but it is a thing. Adam, thank you so much for your call. Mohammed has called, also from Hammersmith. What would you like to say?
Hello, Natasha. Thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome.
Right, so I have a very controversial view on this whole topic. I'm pretty sure that it's actually Jada who's responsible for the whole incident. It's not Chris, it's not Will. It's the fact that Jada has been mentally abusing Will for the last several years.
We don't have any evidence of that at all.
Well, it stems from the fact that there was an interview in 2020 and the fact that she had been cheating on Will.
Yeah, but that's not mentally abusing, is it? That's something that he's forgiven her for.
Well,
And if he can forgive her, we should be able to.
The mental abuse comes from the humiliation that many millions of people had been making memes about Will, and the fact that he.
Well, then again, that's not her, is it? It's the people making the memes.
Okay, let's go back to the actual date of the Oscar incident. Okay, when you look at the footage, I've seen it several times. Will actually laughs. He laughs at the joke.
Yeah.
He takes it very front end and doesn't actually show any sort of hate towards the joke. Once Jada looks
In 2 miles, at junction 6, take the A355 exit to Slough Central.
Now, in the 21st century, 2022, why does a man have to still stick up for a woman? I thought that she is a strong, independent woman who's capable of standing up for herself.
Well, it's interesting that that's what you saw, Mohammed, because I didn't see her side-eye him or give him any kind of silent command with her face. What I saw was her looking incredibly upset by what Chris Rock had said, and that's why he stopped laughing, I think, because he went, oh no, Jada, this woman that I love and I have forgiven for the transgressions that she has publicly admitted to.
In a quarter of a mile, at junction 6, take the A355 exit to Slough Central. Exit at junction 6. In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the 3rd exit onto Tuns Lane, A355. Exit the roundabout onto Tuns Lane. 1/4 mile, turn left towards Sippenham Lane. Turn left towards Sippenham Lane. Continue for 1.5 miles.